Hello, welcome to another video of Amiami figure pre-orders. This is the 12th to the 18th of May 2025. Very few figures, definitely a lot more degenerate figures this week, I'd say. Definitely towards the end there's going to be a lot more of the cast of figures priority. Links for those will not be included, but links for the rest of the figures will be included in the description down below like normal. Comment, like and subscribe as well for future videos, the weekly series. I cover all these scale figures at least. Definitely comment if you think I should start covering Nendroids and maybe in their own series, and I'll maybe start doing Nendroids standalone as a weekly sort of catch up so people can keep on top of Nendroid releases. So I know there are some collectors out there that I quite like just getting Nendroids instead because they're cheaper, take up less space, and they're posable. You know, they're a bit more unique to have in your collection. That way. So comment if you think I should start doing Nendroids. Tried it once or twice, but didn't really feel like doing Nendroids because I only have 2 Nendroids in my collection anyways at the moment. So not much of an Nendroid collector personally. Anyways, let's get straight into this. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Kana Relaxing version 1/7 by Proof for 16,080 yen, November 2025. So the Dragon Maid series, you know, sometimes hit and miss in terms of what people expect these days. Some of them have been a bit over sexualized, some of them aren't. This one's pretty cute overall, actually. I think, yep, I like the scene that she's in. Nightwear now seems pretty good. Yep, just a very cute figure of Kana, I think. Perfectly fine and wholesome. So definitely, I think not bad, especially if you're a Dragon Maid fan. I've not seen the series, but I've heard very good things about it. Definitely should give it a watch. Anne Taiken Yugo Kuru Kanoki. Oh my god. Illustrated by Michigan 5.5 scale by Tuberuso or Orchid Seed. 29,260 yen, September 2025. So this one is probably not doesn't. Oh, it is cast off. Okay. So fully cast off figure, very lolly-esque. So I don't think you really should get this. Well, it's not something I would be getting a hold of. 1/5 scale. Okay, I suppose 30,000 yen is probably about right. Paintwork looks fine. Quality looks overall not too bad. It's just not something I would personally get for this style of character in my mind, but I think the detailing and everything looks perfectly fine. I think, and Orchid Seed well renowned anyways for their cast off figures in the collector's sphere. Blue Archive Mary Sportswear Memorial Lobby version 1/7 by Plum, 21,500 yen, July 2025. This is going to be a re-upload of the pre-orders. I guess they didn't get enough, so this is coming out next month. So I must have covered this before. She looks fine, perfectly fine looking Blue Archive figure, but I think Blue Archive is kind of there's only a few characters that people really like to collect from Blue Archive. From what I've seen, at least that I've got, like Asuna Chinose, Karen as well. So there's only a couple of characters that people really want, and in certain attire. So I can understand why certain this is obviously a pre-order window relaunch for next month. So they're trying to trying to shift some more, get some more secured pre-orders out there potentially. So you see this sometimes with Amiami. They'll do this where you'll just, like, literally a month or two before there'll be a new window of pre-orders, which is why I do the weekly series. So I kind of then notice those things and pick it up on it a bit more. And I probably would have covered them before in a past video anyways. Shoujo Hatsudoki Motored Cyborg Runner SSX Kinetic Ash by Max Factory, 21,420 yen, February 2026. So Max Factory, insanely good manufacturer. Paint quality is going to be immaculate on this, I would guess. And this is a posable figure. Did not realize that, but yeah, no, it looks really good overall. Like, got the drone, UAV, cyborg-esque. Yep, fair enough. Posable, very dynamic. So yeah, the stand as well. There's a dual stand pop that makes sense with the UAV. A very nice looking figure, I think, overall. I don't cover these sorts of posable figures that much. in this stance, she just looked like an actual scale figure. So in terms of her height, though, 17.5 centimeters, so about 1/8, I would say, close to 1/8, maybe 1/7, but yeah, 1/8 most likely in terms of actual comparison for scale figures. But obviously very dynamic, and you can have her pose in a lot of different poses. And these the list of accessories: a couple of face plates, a couple of hand options, and at least a couple of scene options as well. So you can have a slanted, it looks like. So if she's rollerblading like on the side of a wall or something, give it a bit more dynamic posing for in your collection. In the order of rabbit, Chino dress version 1/7, luminous box, 22,400 yen, December 2025. Very cute looking figure. Her legs are a bit thicker than her arms, proportion wise. Don't know why. It just seems like her lower half is like, yeah, way thicker than the top half. I don't know, that proportionality that's just thrown me off. Dress looks really nice though. Colors look really good. I like the blue underlay as well. Very cute looking figure. Paint job looks pretty good as well. Hair shading looks nice. The way they got the darkening towards certain areas of it. Yeah, very nice looking figure. I think overall, just proportion wise is a bit thrown off. Azure Lane St. Louis swimsuit version 1/7 by Good Smile Art Shanghai, 17,500 yen, May 2026. So a lot of people I think really like this one. Obviously, you got a lot of under boob, side boob on show. That very nice rear end, very thin, not covering a lot swimsuit. I love the hair. Pose is obviously very nice. A very nice pose, very alluring pose. So yeah, just a very sexy looking figure I think overall. So if you're big into Azure Lane figures, then I think this will be one a lot of people probably will be pre-ordering. I like it a lot, and I think 17,500 yen is a good price for this as well. Overall, good smile. They generally do really good, anyways. Shanghai Art Shanghai, I don't really know in terms of that branch of Good Smile what the quality is like, but these prototype photos look really good. Summer Bikini Cutie 1/7 by Dongguan. So there's definitely another Chinese manufacturer. 19,800 yen, September 2025. Okay. Okay, another swimsuit looks fine. Ice cream looks a bit. Yeah, ice cream looks okay. Body sculpting is very nicely done. Definitely a lot of definition in the chest, torso area. Yeah, looks fine overall. I think. Yeah, 20,000 yen's probably okay. It looks like she's some sort of demon succubus as well in the swimsuit with the wings that she's got going on, the pointed ears. Yeah, she looks fine overall. I think very cute looking figure overall. Yeah, not too bad. It's not something I would probably get because it's not Titan IP. There seems to be a lot more of an OC design. Hopefully they actually have the actual correct art, like they're crediting the artist properly. There's been some, in the past, some these Chinese manufacturers where they don't quote the artist or they don't pay them or anything like that. So that's the only problem with these Chinese manufacturers. Unfortunately, I treat them as OC figures. But so there might be something I might do a video on if I do a bit more research into the Chinese manufacturers and the allegations that are against them. Might be worth doing a video on in the future. Lyricus Recall Takina Inoue White Dress version 1/7 by Belfine, 20,380 yen, September 2025. Very cute looking figure. Yep, and obviously we've got the other girl Chisato as well. So get them as a pair. I think as most people probably will be getting them. Very good anime to watch. Obviously, very enjoyable. It's definitely worth watching the anime. Yeah, I like this figure. These pair of figures, very nice, very cute. It's just pretty standard. Some reasonable hair shading. There's no shading on the outfit though. So I think you're just buying this because it's a very cute figure. Personally, Belfine aren't too bad overall as a manufacturer. They're a bit on the lower end in my opinion. But yeah, I think they were okay. I wish there was generally more shading overall. It's a very bright figure. There could be more shading, and there just could be too much light in these photos. So maybe wait and see till other people get them in their collection and load up photos on MFC, just to see what the shading is kind of like in more real lighting situations that people have in their collections and in their rooms. So that would be the same for both of them, I think. Overall, they're very cute, and I think the paint job will be fine in terms of quality. It's just the shading on the dresses, obviously. You kind of would want better shading, more contrast for 20,000 yen on a 1/7 scale for a relatively simple figure. You know, it's just a white dress with a straw hat and very few accessories for 20,000 yen. This is something more you would see on prize figures at 7,000-8,000 yen. And obviously their paint job you wouldn't expect to be really good anyways. But for 7,000-8,000 yen prize figures that are going to be smaller than this, they would have very similar in terms of the effort. Obviously these are multiple faceplates though, so you can switch out the faceplate on these with a smiling one for Chisato, and I expect there to be the same for her as well. I don't see another faceplate, so maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird with these ones, unfortunately. I see this a lot with Belfine. They seem like they're just prize figure qualities, so maybe I'd give these a miss. They probably will go down on price, unfortunately, after release, so you can probably have these for a good bargain on sale after release. Here's the case series. Alita Aurea version 2, 1/8 by Kotobukiya, 18,810 yen, November 2025. So 1/8 scale, but and it's by Kotobukiya, so they're very good anyways, very good manufacturer. Hair shading, very nicely done. Sculpt work in the hair is very good as well. Outfit looks really good. Like, as you can see, they actually got good white shading on the white sleeves and on the white parts of the outfit. Boots are very nicely shaded. They look very realistic with the creases and sculpt work in there as well. See, this is what you'd expect for 18,000 yen. Yes, she's a 1/8, but the details there. So I think you'll feel a lot. You're getting a lot more for your money. For this, there's a lot more effort into the overall design, and they've kept the detail high as well compared to the Belfine ones, which are more expensive than this. Yes, they're 1/7, but they're much simpler and very minimal, if any, shading on those. So as you can see, that's why Kotobukiya is a fan favorite in like the top 3 for a lot of collectors out there, because they do affordable figures, generally 1/8, but they have very good paint quality for and they just put a good effort into all their figures that they've released. Generally, all of the manufacturer has a hit and miss. Senran Kagura Yumi, Japanese version, 1/4 scale, by Freeing, 44,000 yen, May 2026. So definitely a much more unique. This is obviously like the other one that we covered last week as well, from the same one. So a very unique dress. I like this a lot. I'm very tempted to get these, to be honest, because I like these more unique Freeing figures. And I do need to watch Senran Kagura, which is definitely an ecchi series, and I do favour myself watching ecchi series personally. It's the sort of thing I like to watch anime wise, in general, harem and ecchi, and isekais as well. I'm a sucker for isekai slop. So yeah, very nice looking figure. Definitely, I like the detailing. This is what Freeing can do if they put their mind to it, or if they at least select art and or designs that allow them to flex a bit more of their design and paint chops. So this is obviously like the detailing, flower work's really good. Body sculpt is really nice as well. So yeah, this is a very nice looking figure. Hair shading is really good as well, and it's definitely a lot more unique of a bunny suit, so of a beast style. So yeah, I like this a lot. Japanese bunny version. And I think these are cast off, if I remember. So these are cast off. So yeah, so it's only the chest cast off. They're not showing any photos here. But yeah, single shipment. Single shipment. Might be a bit of a problem. Single shipment. That means the box is rather large, but she's not a large figure. Okay, that's odd. 43.5 centimeters. That is definitely on the taller side for a 1/4 scale. That might be a new record, personally. I think most of them are like 39 to 40 centimeters, so she's like 10% taller, nearly. Okay, I might have to check the heights of my other court scales to compare that. Very nice looking figure though. As I said, I like these designs. Definitely better than your just box standard bunny suit. Hanatsumi 1/7 by VK End, 19,600 yen, March 2026. So, really like the puffer jacket, really like the weapon. Very nicely detailed weapon as well. Yeah, the fact that she's using obviously some ribbon as a form of sheath or to keep it closed. Yeah, I like that quite a lot. Very, yeah, the gold, the brown burnishing and the silvering is very nicely done. Hair has very nicely detailed and very well sculpted, although you're not going to see that very much since that's on the back. The puffer jacket is very nice as well. The gold trim and gold inlay is very nicely done. Overall, very nicely figured. Sculpt work is really good. Clean looking figure. Yeah, very good by this manufacturer. 1/7, very promising little figure. Definitely, and obviously this is the concept main art that this is based off of. Whether that gets included as an acrylic stand, yep, you get an acrylic stand as a sample. I like it a lot, very good. Don't know the series personally, but yeah, but in terms of an OC, looks really good. Hanakami Kanojo Kasane Minazumi Bunny Girl version illustration by Piramuzu 1/6. Manufacturer Hanabi, 17,320 yen, April 2026. Very nicely sculpted bunny suit figure. Very like this the design a lot as well. Very nicely detailed hair. The fact that the resolution on my screen is actually got the hair jagged on this slight edge here, at least on my screen here. Shading very nicely done on the legs. The blue is a very nice rich blue. Her face looks very nice and angled. Very good detailing there. The fringe, like the hair sculpting on the fringe, and is very nice and good. And that sofa looks, very real leather, full of foam, that you would see in like a high-end casino or whatnot. So yeah, and the deformation where her hand is and her feet is very nicely done. Looks really good. Yeah, very nice looking figure. I think just as a bunny suit, just a very nice, sexy bunny suit figure. 1/6 scale as well. Yeah, very good. I think definitely much better than just the standard standing pose bunny figure. So I think definitely worth getting hold of if you like that casino vibe bunny suit, and that you're doing this sort of more casino vibe in your collection. I think definitely worth getting hold of, and hopefully Hanabi do more series, more girls like this from this anime. Shy Girls in Love is the English translation for that. Saki Utsumori illustration by Fuyuki Nanahara, 1/6 by Vivify, 20,270 yen, May 2026. Pretty nice looking figure overall. Quite like it a lot. Like the suit as well, and like the jacket. The fact that she's like some sort of bunny BDSM police woman. Handcuffs is there. Like she's she definitely could stop a riot. I could say she'll be getting a lot more. There will be rioting in other ways on her. Yeah, very nice, very sexy looking figure. 1/6 scale. Yep, looks really good overall. I like this a lot. Obviously the semi-translucent, the nipples kind of showing through the shirt. Yeah, like it a lot. Love the 3/4 lengths. Boots as well, very sexy. Yeah, very sexy looking figure. Definitely worth getting a hold of, I think. And then we've got Tenetal Tool, Wondering Which, the journey of Elena's shirt version, 10,450 yen, December 2025. So very expensive for a Tenetal figure, but that's because that is a standard 500ml box or bottle, and then she's obviously much taller than that. So she is like 1/6 to 1/5 scale in height. I would say probably 1/6 scale. Yeah, and yeah, she looks really nice. Whether she's worth 10,000 yen, it is prize figure quality paintwork. But with her being a larger scale, like there's at least some shading I can see on the shirt. Like where the folds and the creases are at least shaded, unlike the other two. that we were from the Lyricus Recoil figures. So yeah, this is a lot better, and this is half the price of those. And she's very cute, even though it's simple t-shirt, hair, nothing else. But you're spending 10,500 yen, and that's it. So it's not a lot of money, but it's not a lot. It's quite a lot of figure for. It's not tons, you know. It's not beyond like we've seen with the court scales that are under 10,000 yen. I've got by Bear Panda, so I can understand. But this is quite nice overall. I think pretty good. Jian Ren Ni Shin series Kumarai Ritsu 1/6 by Magi Arts, 21,780 yen, March 2026. So this has got a few accessories. As you can see, she's got different pose, different face mask at least. So she's got some face options, or the mask just comes off. Very nice. I like the shading as well. Very nicely shaded. Black shading's pretty hard. Well, I guess black shading's pretty easy to do because you just use greys for highlights. But it's hard to do shadows. There'll be a lot of edge highlighting going on here. But yeah, the face looks really good. The tree design is very nicely done as well on the kimono. Or on the suit, pants, and on the jacket. It's not kimono. Yeah, very nice. Like the outfit. Yeah, very good looking figure, I think. 20,000 yen, 1/6 scale. Yeah, she looks really good. Definitely potentially worth getting a hold of as well of this. Toradora Tiger Isuka dress version 1/7 by Luminous Box, 18,640 yen, November 2025. 1 minute. All this talking. Okay. So, hair, very nicely sculpted. Outfit, very nicely sculpted. There's definitely a lot of volume to the dress. And obviously very sexy as well, with the stockings and the dress having the opening in one leg. Okay, so definitely very sexy Toradora figure. Yeah, like it a lot. Yeah, I do like this a lot. I don't think the character suits this style of figure, probably, personally. But she's very, very sexy. Obviously, sculpt work, the creases in the dress are very nicely done. Everything looks really good. Shading's there. Yeah, just very nice looking figure. 1/7 scale. Yeah, I think very good Toradora figure. This one's very nice looking figure. Mataro Original Bad Bunny 1/7 by Q's Q, 25,080 yen, February 2026. So, very, very nice bunny suit design. The one stocking missing, some people like it, some people don't. I don't mind it. I quite like it as well. I think it's just definitely a very sexy, appeals to my and fires certain neurons in my mind. Very nicely chest window, obviously. Very well endowed character. Love the hair flick as well. A lot of individual strands sculpted there. Jacket is very nicely done, and obviously saying Bad Bunny up on the outfit, and she's obviously got a lit cigarette as well. So very nice looking figure. Love the body sculpt, love the paintwork. She looks really good, and she is also cast off. So yes, you can have her cast off, and I think that's a different face, if I remember. Yes, it looks like it's a different face. So you got her with just sort of smiling or tongue out, and then you got her with her mouth open when you've got her fully exposed in the chest area. Those are probably just removable options, I'd expect, like with a lot of the freeing court scales I've done before and binding figures. So those will just be they'll be inserts underneath, which is why they droop down like that to cover that insert, so you can display them cast off or not. Probably worth getting hold of. I'm very tempted to pre-order this one myself and get in. I don't think I have any QSQ figures in my collection yet. Azure Lane Elb, Pure Hearted Bad Girl version by Alter, 27,280 yen. Very nicely. Hair is very good. I think that's what grabbed my attention straight away, is the hair. Pose is obviously very sexy. You know, the window, the boobage being displayed there. Although I think some people probably would prefer her on the bench and have that as an additional sort of thing. rather than her in this sort of super sexy pose, crawling on the ground. I'd rather have her in a concept art of where she sat on the bench personally. At least then you get the bench as a plus. But this is by Ulta, so the paintwork's going to be immaculate, so I've got no problems there. So like the jumper is very nicely sculpted and very nicely shaded and detailed. Hair's obviously immaculately sculpted and detailed. Face looks really nice. I love the eyes as well. So yeah, just very nice, very sexy looking Azur Lane figure. I think definitely worth getting a hold of. 27,000 yen. It's probably about right for this. She doesn't say a scale. No, not non-scale, unfortunately. So I don't know how she's at 13 centimeters in height on the floor. Probably 1/7. But she is definitely on the smaller side of her character as well. So yeah, I don't know. June 2026, so you got over a year anyways. But very nice looking figure, I think overall. Yeah, extremely nice looking figure. I think just some people probably would like her in this pose on a bench instead. I think probably wouldn't have to have her looking up. You can have her looking straight on, as you would in your collection. But yeah, very nice looking figure. I love the eyes. Yeah, very good looking figure. And now we're into the adult section of the video. The adult figures that I've got, and we've got quite a few as well to go through. Eye Patch Bunny, illustration by Sue. By manufacturer is going to be 18 for 31,810 yen, December 2025. So a eye patch bunny design, as the name implies. So cast off, very sexy looking figure as well. Dark skin. I'm a sucker for dark skinned characters. So yeah, this one's very nice. I like her with the the shirt that's barely hanging on and the tie covering her nether region. So yeah, very sexy looking figure. Body sculpting looks really good. Hair shading looks really nice. I like the dark purple hair. Yeah, love the face as well. Yeah, very sexy looking figure. I think definitely worth getting a hold of. I'm very tempted to pre-order this one as well. Doesn't state a scale, but she's 24 centimeters set down and obviously cast off as well. So you have to be wary of that. But yeah, very nice looking figure. Definitely. I think if you're a dark skinned character enjoyer like I am, then definitely worth getting it into your collection. Shiho Miyami Party Dress Version Deluxe Edition 1/6 by Charm for 35,080 yen. So you're probably thinking that this is one figure, you can switch out the two dresses, but it's the same figure. Obviously, you just have two different dresses that you can change, and that she's fully cast off. So yeah, overall very sexy looking figure. Obviously the dress is not barely covering anything. So yeah, very sexy looking figure. I think definitely probably worth getting hold of. Which dress you prefer, I don't know, black or silver, but they do have corresponding except shoes obviously for that, and then you can have a fully cast off and have these jewelry attached to her nipples and groin area. So yeah, very nice looking figure, I think, as well. But this is actually two. You get two figures, two bases, double everything. So it's two figures for this 35,000 yen. So you're looking at about 17,500 yen each for a cast off 1/6 scale. So you could technically buy this, and then obviously if you've got a friend who's a collector as well, gift them one for their birthday or whatnot. But yeah, I like the idea, and I think this is a good value for money if you're going to get both. But if you're just going to get the one, they do sell it just as an individual for 23,800 yen, which I think does come with both dress versions and whatnot, and has decals for the nether region. The dual set deluxe version only comes with one decal and comes with a wall scroll. But yeah, you only get one decal for the nether region. So that's the diff, but it is a very good value for money. I think if you can buy both, then yeah, you can get the both if you want to display both versions as well, or you want to display her clothed and the other figure cast off. Then you can at least do that, as you can have both represented in your collection. Then we go on to a binding. Creator's Opinion Elizaveta Court Scale by Binding, 44,000 yen, November 2025. I think a lot of people like this figure. I love the design, military dress bunny suit, kind of, with the shoulder pauldrons and whatnot going on. So very nice looking figure. I like this a lot. The whip is a nice touch. Love the eye patch as well. Very nice looking figure, I think, overall. I think she's a bit obviously pale here compared to her original art, where there's definitely a lot more depth to the color of her skin. So that might be the only thing that's a bit off-putting from the original design. But yeah, fully cast off top and bottom, as you get with binding figures. But I really do like the black and gold as well on the suit. So very nice looking figure. Love the hair, silver hair, very nicely shaded. And I like the pose as well quite a lot. So yeah, very nice looking figure. Very tempted to get this one as well, as I'm slowly getting binding figures. more binding figures have been piled onto my orders. Then we've got Saki Utsunomiya. So this is the complete figure version, deluxe edition by Vivivive, 29,600 yen. So it's only a bit more. I think the other one's 22,000 yen. Oh actually, yeah, 22,700 yen, and for an extra, for an extra 7,000 yen, you get two figures. So you get the fully cast off one and the fully cast one, for 30,000 yen. So I think, yeah, but I think people will probably, now that I've spotted this out, obviously I think you're going to be wanting to get this one. Fully cast off one, slightly different pose. She's obviously got a whistle as well, slightly different facial expression. So yeah, very nice looking figures. Probably worth getting this, since there's 2/1/6 scales for 30,000 yen. So yeah, very worth getting hold of. I think personally, since I like the stand outfit as well. And obviously, I'd like, I want her to be cast off, and they do a fully cast off one. So for a little bit more money, and it's two figures, so worth getting. I think worth the upgrade overall, very easily. Then we go into Kionishi Brothel Tyost Rin 1/6 by Hot Venus, 26,400 yen, July 2026. So very cute, very sexy looking figure. Love that blue, vibrant blue in the hair shading. Love the glasses. Lying down, which some people might not like, but yeah, obviously very scantily dressed. But if you've seen if you know the original OC material, then you'll understand why. But yeah, very sexy looking figure in this sort of very alluring China style themed dress, and she is fully cast off. When we get to it, there we go. So fully cast off. So yeah. Very lolly-esque though, but that's fine. This time I think it's fine because she's extremely sexy, and I love the pose that she's in. And then we also have her compadre, Hyoshin N1/6, 28,600 yen. So she is more, but she's obviously a lot more thicker of a character. Definitely a lot more well endowed. Again, love the pose, love the face. Hair is very nice. The detailing on these sleeves, there's dark to bright blue with the decal design, swell patterns going on. Very lovely looking figure. Very obviously well endowed. Very sexy. Definitely would like this one. If I was just gonna get one, I'd get this one over the other one. Obviously, fully cast off. So yeah, very nice looking figure. But you can buy them as a pair, 55,000 yen, and you save a bit of money. I think 26. So you're saving. No, you're not. Actually, ends up being all pretty much the same price. But you do get a different base. So you get an actual interchangeable parts. So yeah, you get a bonus like hardwood floor base for them both to be posed on together. Yeah, very nice. I think that I probably would buy them as a pair, since they seem to suit each other a lot more. I've seen that with a lot of other figures in the past I've covered, where they just are a pair. They're supposed to be a pair. You're very much inclined to actually want to buy them as a pair because they do suit each other a lot more. Obviously, because of the way their poses interlock and interchange, that makes sense. So yeah, single shipment, so not combining this with any other figures. Try and get that shipping down, and this will probably cost you a fair bit. I would expect this will probably be 2 separate. I don't know whether it would be one box, like with a modified blister, to have both of them in, or if it will just be the 2 separate ones shipped together, and then like the extra box for the base and some extra bits and accessories that are adding in. So yeah, very nice looking figure. Very tempted to get this as well. And that does it for this week of AmiAmi figure pre-orders. Again, as I said, a lot of cast-off figures. So very hot and buttered figures this week. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I shall catch you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.